This project was developed for the 2015 Shakespeare Association of America's Digital Salon in Vancouver, British Columbia. It takes inspiration from a performance of Macbeth by Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, filmed in 1978. I was really intrigued by this stark and stunning production of the Scottish play. In this clip, you'll notice that the actors do not need lavish background to perform this spooky scene. Instead, it is simply the actor present in a space and his voice. This is the design that I want to bring into my virtual Shakespearean player's space. This is the virtual tour from a local theatre company, Bard on the Beach, who graciously lent me some of their material to help design this set. This is a very common feature of many theatre companies to offer visitors to their websites a 360-degree panoramic view of their stage. By clicking the buttons that you see at the bottom of the screen, the visitor to the website will be able to zoom in and out, pan up, down, left, right, and discover the interior of the theater space. Thanks to the assistance of Thornley Creative Communications, Bard on the Beach's web design team, I was able to take the 6 images that make this 3D panoramic shot and create a cube map for my virtual stage. And I got to play around with a scene from the Scottish play, which you'll see in a moment. But first, I want to provide a brief explanation for virtual roaming, which involves the placement of 2 or more objects in the same virtual environment and the interaction between them. It also allows for simultaneous motion capture and viewing through virtual reality headsets, and other options for the audience viewing the play, which they then can participate in. Virtual roaming is the new theory for the creation of virtual environments. One center of importance to me is the Sawmill, which is a motion capture studio. They were quite instrumental in placing the objects called for in Shakespeare's plays onto the stage, another part of virtual roaming. Other theories build upon the very exciting work by scholars in early modern English literature. First and foremost is David Crystal, who designed Shakespeare's Words website, a very extensive database for every word found in the original folio text of Shakespeare's plays. He's also concerned with original pronunciation, another element I'd like to bring into the virtual roaming on an early modern stage project. Janet Murray's Hamlet on the Holodeck is a classic in the emerging field, an intriguing way of looking at the cyberbard and what's possible for narrative in cyberspace. Evelyn Tribble's Cognition in the Globe almost takes a technological view of the globe stage and the practices of the Lord Chamberlain's men on it. Finally, there is Ben Crystal performing on the right-hand side of the screen. His Shakespeare on Toast is a very fascinating introduction to all the new theories for performing Shakespeare. He is David Crystal's son and very involved with the original pronunciation movement. This part of the presentation now gets into the technical design aspects of making a virtual stage, or an e-modern stage as I call it. I started off by using Unity 5, which ended up being quite a disastrous mistake. A lot of the material for Unity Online was designed for Unity 4, the previous version, and I was really struggling just to get this stage made. It was actually quite easy to make a skybox in this case, the surrounding stage, but as you can see, I was playing around with this knife and finding the right way of just getting it to float in front of the avatar, the person who's going to be on stage performing the lines. And I thought the floating dagger from Act 2, Scene 1 would be a good way to start filling the stage with the virtual roaming objects. For those of you needing a refresher, in high school English, Macbeth reaches out for what he calls a dagger of the mind, an imaginary object floating in front of himself. Eventually, these objects will have to be tangible in this virtual roaming stage, being able to pick up, say, the skull of York if you're performing Hamlet, or any of the other objects mentioned in Shakespeare's text. And so I found myself needing to focus on the things themselves. Here we have Unreal Engine 4 and my work with the dagger. The 4 quadrants and the outline view actually gave me a better sense of where these objects are going to be in relation to one another. I could manipulate the dagger and then see how it would look like on the stage. That oval shape is the player or the avatar that would be occupying its place behind the dagger. While this still needs a lot of work and I've yet to discover how to create the cube map that will be the stage, taking the lessons that I had from Unity 5 and the design of the Skybot, it will give a sense of weight to the experience of virtual roaming on the early modern stage. None of this would be possible without the help of many people in and around the city of Vancouver, including the Digital Literacy Center team of graduate academic assistants. Thank you for watching.